You're watching the Wrestling Nerd broadcast. Now here's your hosts, Tom, Nick, Ryan, and Dave. It's you, it's me, it's NRD. It's you, it's me, it's NRD. Uh-huh. Let's start the show.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. It is you, it is me, it is T, it is D. Touchdown on episode 142 of the Wrestling Nerd broadcast. If you're new to this channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video coming out of the Dave Cave or Tom's basement or wherever we might be. Nick's garage is under repair right now, so he just got us. But let's face it, we talk the most anyway on here, so it's okay.
It's true. We talk a lot.
And tonight we're going to talk a lot about, and when I say tonight, I mean this morning, because it is 12:12 Miami time, October 2nd, when we're recording this, because WrestleDream has just happened, and it is a dream to some, a nightmare to other. But ladies and gentlemen, AEW Wednesday nights are now rated R because Adam Copeland is all elite. And when I tell you it took every fiber in my being to remain quiet so I did not wake my fiance and my dog when this happened, like imagine just violent, quiet yelling in my basement. Like just vindicate, like, yes, my man is back. I'm a huge Edge fan. I always have been. And Edge is one of those guys that I can clearly say I remember his debut and I remember watching him throughout my entire wrestling fandom. So when he walked away in 2011, I was sad. When he came back in 2020, I was ecstatic. Ask Margaret's neighbors and her that all heard me in her apartment building. It was insane. I wish we had filmed that reaction. But it's very weird that he's all elite, I must say. I didn't want to think he would be, just because I thought he was one of those, like, he's a WWE loyalist, he's good, you know, he went out with a great match and a great celebration. But I think he wants more in terms of telling a story before he retires. He wants to tell a great story. So, Tom, what are your thoughts? Because you're not an Edge guy.
I'm not an Edge guy. I loved Edge and the Brood. Edge and Christian were like my favorite thing growing up. As Edge kind of grew out of that, I was kind of becoming more and more disinterested. Whatever. Like, he was cool for a while for me, and then I was like, all right, fine. When he came back in WWE, I was like, oh, that's exciting. I figured a couple matches and it'd be it. It was a couple years. That's fine. I'm of the unpopular opinion. Like, I don't like all the older guys still getting all the shine. But with that being said, the lights went out and it said, like, now your feature presentation. I was like, huh, that's weird. That was a weird segue. And then, like, the second they show part of his body, I'm like, it's Edge. Yeah. And not being a huge Edge guy, like I said this before, I said this in our group chat from Patreon, it made you feel some sort of way. Like, we witnessed history. Like, Edge, like you said, we all thought WWE till he's done. And then he's done. And I would have been more than happy, and he should be more than proud of the career he had if he called it quits. What I'm just thinking of now is we have Edge and Christian, the Hardys, and the Young Bucks.
Okay.
In a year, Edge and Christian are going to stop feuding, and we're going to get a ladders match.
Ooh.
I also think that Edge and Christian or the Hardys, they want to retire each other.
Yep.
So, like, I won't be surprised if Edge and Christian end up teaming against the Hardys, and it's all four of their last match.
Yep.
Like, that wouldn't be a surprise to me, and that would be really fucking cool.
I saw somebody, like, when they did, like, fantasy pitching, like, a month ago or whatnot, when Edge, like, had his last match on SmackDown, somebody said they should do Edge and Christian versus Matt and Jeff Hardy in an everything must go match. It's just a TLC match, and at the end, everyone has to retire. That's it. Win, lose, or draw, that's it.
Honestly, though, like,
it would make sense.
I feel like this is the right place for them to go because like if all four of them are gonna retire in AEW, it makes sense to me because they have a little bit more creative freedom with how that's gonna look.
Yep.
And that's one thing I really do respect about AEW. Like, I have issues with AEW, I have issues with WWE. I have respect for AEW, I have respect for WWE. But one big respect for AEW for me is like I think that like in instances like that, or Sting, when it's that time, they're gonna creatively be allowed to end things the way they want. And I think that's important. Like those guys have all had a very long storied careers. So yeah, I'm excited. I said in the Patreon chat as well that like I am getting a little worried that like this is kind of going down the WCW line of a lot of retired WWE guys and gals, and I don't want that because I think AEW has a really stacked roster regardless. If you take away all former or WWE folks, they have a stacked roster. And you saw a lot of it tonight. Like in WrestleDream was a good pay-per-view.
Yep.
Started a little slow for me, but that's okay.
I would just like to say this because there was a lot of comments about Dolph Ziggler potentially showing up, and I just need to bring attention to this because I saw this post on Facebook that got suggested to the Nerd Facebook page. Ex WCW employee warns Dolph Ziggler he would get buried in AEW. Guess who said that? I'd like you to just guess. What former WCW employee whose opinion does not mean shit in this world?
Vince Russo.
No, worse. Disco Inferno.
Oh God.
Disco Inferno. And so my response was this under the Wrestling N.R.D. broadcast name, of course, get those likes. Who the F cares about Disco Inferno's opinion? Dude thinks because he wrestled in the Attitude Era that his opinion matters. Dude, you sucked. You were Barry Horowitz with dance moves. Shut the fuck up. And some guy goes, and Disco is still over more than half the AEW roster. And I just put a smoking emoji. I was like, bro, what are you palm treeing right there? Like, get out of here, my man.
Right?
Like,
was anyone a Disco Inferno fan?
Not even Disco. Dwayne Gilberti, his mom probably isn't even a fucking Disco Inferno fan. She's probably embarrassed by him.
Like Fandango did it better.
He really did. You know why? Because Fandango has a pinfall victory over Chris Jericho at WrestleMania. I was there. Just saying. But back to the point at hand. I'm trying to think, what are we going to call Edge now? I think they're calling him Adam Copeland. But like the funny thing was throughout the build was, what are they going to call him? Like side or corner, sharp side of a sword. But Adam Copeland is all elite. I'm excited to see what happens there. Because one thing that I will say that AEW does well, compared to WWE and even WCW, from what I remember, they do legends well, you know?
Yeah.
More so the older legend, like your Jake Roberts, Tully Blanchard's, Sting. Like they haven't overshadowed anything, but like when they're there, it kind of feels important. So who knows how long this Edge run will last? I'm not sure. I'm sure contract details will emerge eventually, how long he signed. But yeah, I'm happy that one of my favorite wrestlers is going to continue wrestling. Because I would say this, if all of COVID and the lockdown doesn't happen, I would say, imagine everything that Edge has done to this point happens in front of a crowd and not in front of an empty arena. He has no problem walking away after that match against Sheamus on SmackDown. Because, he came back after 9 years, got an empty arena WrestleMania match. I'm like, it's not the same. So he wants, and he deserves it. He's had an incredible run. And although people will say like Edge is a lifetime WWE guy, he was in WCW for a short stint. So
he also clearly isn't a lifetime WWE guy.
Yeah, he's not. And the All Elite graphic shows that. So my big question is this: when are we getting an Adam Copeland micro brawler? Because I'll buy 5 of them. Give me all of them.
I saw in the other micro brawler group, Lemonhead said, "If we don't have a design tomorrow, I'm gonna be pissed." And I don't know. I'm sure a lot of it was snarkiness, but Realistically, though, like I would assume that that's going to be this Wednesday's drop.
Is it this Wednesday or next Wednesday?
Next Wednesday. I don't know.
Okay, they got some time.
It's
Even then,
it's too often.
Yeah, but I'm very excited. WrestleDream as a whole was, from what I saw, decent. Because I was picture in picture. I had WrestleDream on my laptop, and we had the Jets and Chiefs game on my big screen because my fiance is a Swiftie. So, how you doing, all the Swifties out there? So,
I enjoyed WrestleDream a lot. A lot. Eddie Kingston and Shibata was exactly what you expected. Did not expect Eddie Kingston to win. Did not expect that.
really,
Yeah.
I would have thought he'd win. No problem.
I just think Shibata's just one of the best and should have won. Regardless, it was that match. Like no one loses, right? Like,
Yep. My thing is this that made me know that Eddie was gonna win. Was, I mean, I don't watch any Ring of Honor. I didn't even get to see you be put over on Ring of Honor TV, so let us know if you're screenshotting that, folks. But like, I don't know if Shibata is making appearances regularly on Ring of Honor. Like, this is the first time I think I've seen him since Forbidden Door.
Yeah.
Honestly. So it's one of those, they're not going to give him two titles, when he's not on.
It would be his third then.
It'd be his third title, yeah. So
he just didn't do his drop kick during the match, and that's my favorite part about him. So I was kind of bummed about that.
Shibata's the guy who like broke his neck in the ring, right?
He headbutted. I think it was Ishii, and had some serious damage. Do you know what was a surprising standout match for me?
What's that?
Julia Hart and Chris Statlander.
Really?
I enjoyed that match. I think Julia Hart has gotten very good. I actually thought she was going to win. I thought,
really,
because the last person to beat Julia Hart was Statlander, and that was like a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I really thought that, because Julia's just been on this mean streak lately.
Yeah,
I thought they were going to put that title on her, and I was so ready for that. But yeah, I mean, that was just they both performed very well.
I just had a thought. I don't see Statlander losing the title until after Jade Cargill makes her WWE debut officially. Because anytime somebody looks up Jade Cargill, what was her last match? They'll look Chris Statlander. Oh, she beat her for the championship. Oh, she's still the champion, So I mean, I could be completely wrong on that. Just a thought.
On that tangent, I'm very excited to see Jade in WWE.
Me too.
I don't know if we've talked about this ever, but if this is an original thought or like a Patreon thought or whatever. But you've got, what are they called?
The Four Horsewomen?
No. Bobby Lashley, MVP.
The Hurt Business.
Hurt Business.
I don't think they're officially called the Hurt Business. With the Street Profits and Bob.
You've got Lashley and MVP, and then you've got the Street Profits are with them now. You bring Jade and Bianca in. It's fucking powerhouses. Yep. Like, it's just powerhouses. As much as I want to see Jade versus Bianca, I'd much rather see them in a stable together. And just, WWE likes to do it, and it's going to sound really bad. Black History Month is coming up in February, and WWE really likes to put on a good face for Black History Month. You give them all a big push leading into February.
I say this, my dream for Jade debuting in WWE, have her debut in the Royal Rumble at like number 4 or 5, have her break the record for most eliminations, which I think is 14 with Brock in 2020, and just have her break the record and win the Rumble, and then just demolish whoever the champion is. Who I think it should be Charlotte Flair, because I think she could take a loss. I don't think you can squash Rhea Ripley right now. When she loses her title eventually to whoever, she needs to lose it in a fighting battle. But can you imagine if Jay just walked in, pitched out 14, 15 women in the Rumble, went on and beat Charlotte in under a minute? Like, holy shit.
Jade can be the female Brock Lesnar. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I also had this wacky booking idea. because the last time we saw Shaq, they like put him in the ambulance and then they opened the door and he was gone. It's Cody and Brandy versus Jade, and then all of a sudden, before the match starts, here comes an ambulance backing into the arena, and out comes Shaq, and we do this match.
And Shaq goes to another table.
That's some Vince McMahon shit if I've ever heard it. Okay,
Honestly,
that really is. But no, so of course, let us know in the comments if you're excited about Jade Cargill's debut in AEW. Let us know if you are excited about Adam Edge Copeland's debut in AEW. Jade's debut in WWE, I should say.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did we ever get a Jade Cargill microballer? Or no, just that babyface keychain thing, I think,
just
right?
The babyface keychain.
Missed opportunity there. But something they did not miss an opportunity with is one of the highlights of the Jericho Cruise. If you go watch that vlog, still one of the highest rated episodes of all time. And that is because we got this bad boy. Ooh, yeah, Jay Lethal Black Machismo in the biggest bubble we've ever gotten for a microballer.
Right.
Outside of Bob Cardona and Macho Man Stars and Stripes. Of course, I like to unbox these on the podcast here. So boom, we got the. And here's my thing. I mean, again, I've never watched an episode of Ring of Honor, really. I don't remember Jay Lethal doing this in Ring of Honor. I thought it was only an Impact. So if I'm wrong, please let me know in the comment section below.
Yeah, I have no idea.
But this, oh man, this thing is just wow.
From what I've seen, it's a good looking brawler.
It is. This is gonna be high up there in the brawler rankings. The detail is fantastic. The tassels, like, because they could have just done it easy and just like made this one like big purple and orange chunk. No, you've got like the different like lengths in the orange tassels, which is just a nice thing. The single finger poking up there. So
good.
This is beautiful. Well done, Mr. Stankin, if you are indeed the one who created it.
And I gotta say though, too, this bad boy, beauty. I mean, you know exactly. Like if you grew up watching wrestling like we did, you know that. You know it. What I really like is the shield is textured.
Yep. The chase is blue. Interestingly enough,
looks good.
Yeah, it does. I feel like I've seen that outfit as well. So
I also feel like I've seen that outfit. I have no fucking room for this.
But again, that the common matches the Hasbro, and because I bought the Hasbro first, that's what I wanted. And boy, am I glad I got those soft goods on that Hasbro.
Right.
Shout out Mabel Toys again. I think we said it last time. He is the guy to hit up if you have any Hasbros. So, yeah. What else do we want to talk about here? Oh,
I mean, there were other good matches on WrestleDream.
There were other good dream matches, but speaking of dreams, I've always had a dream that my Wrestle Buddies would come back.
Oh, look at that.
Would you look at that? My favorite wrestler of all time, Macho Man Randy Savage. You can just come down and drop an elbow on you once again like you're a kid. Fantastic. I think this thing was like $29 shipped. So
what's the does it feel kind of substance, like feel nice weight to it?
It doesn't have much weight to it, but again, like we said off air before we started talking, like there's not a lot of area for weight because its legs, like proportion wise, the ratio is off, like by compared to like a regular wrestler. Whereas like to the brawler, it's very accurate, but like his like wrists are different sizes, his legs are very tiny. Whereas like the Wrestle Buddies that we had when we were kids were just all one shape, one size. That's it. They were all the same weight. But in terms of just like height, I want to say it's about the same ish, maybe a little shorter, but again, because the dimensions are a little different, you know, the fabric is a little different, but it's got the 3D nose there, so I'm very happy with this. So
who do you two questions, who do you think is next for a Brawler Buddy, and who do you want next? So
Adam
two different
Copeland. Adam Copeland. Both.
No way.
The default answer for me on any time like we're releasing something new in terms of like a Pro Wrestling Tees product is Colt Cabana, because Colt Cabana's got everything. I'm pretty sure Colt Cabana, we said, was the first person to ever have every item checked off in a Pro Wrestling crate. He was the first brawler. We've got autographs from Colt in there, comics, t-shirts, whatnot. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a Colt one. A Young Bucks 2-pack would be dope.
You ready?
But give me
You ready?
but I want the purple and yellow gear.
Oh yeah. You know who I think it's gonna be?
Who that?
Danhausen, and they're gonna release it this month.
Yeah, you're right.
Halloween's coming.
Oh, why didn't I think of that? Damn it.
Who do I want? I would love the Golden Lovers Kenny Omega.
Is that the one with blonde? It's blonde hair one, right?
Blonde hair, yep. I'd love the cleaner Kenny Omega. I'd love a Kenny one. I think that would be great. My absolute, like, yes, I want this is fat ass Massa.
I'll answer for Nick Sex Ferguson.
Yep.
So
Or the Nasty Boys.
Golden Okada would be dope.
No, that would be so awful.
Regular Okada. But to answer
Frank
your
the
question,
Clown.
but to answer your question on who I want, I mean, I would love Macho King just because I think that would give a better feel for the old school thing. I'll say this, I'm not collecting these. Like, if it weren't Macho Man, I'm probably not getting it because, again, like I said, Macho Man is my guy. If it's Danhausen, Colt Cabana, Okada, I'm gonna pass on him.
I'd get Okada in a fucking heartbeat.
Yeah, it would look cool. I'll say that again with the arms spread out, something that can be, what's the word I'm thinking for?
Hugged.
No, not hugged. I mean, although I can't hug the Macho Man here. Symmetrical, I think would be, with these kind of dolls would be great. So,
Orange Cassidy would be a good one.
Orange Cassidy would be good. I'm just trying to look what I got. Jericho. But again, I don't know if you could do this. I mean, I'd have to look at how they did the Road Warriors ones back in the day.
They just painted on not painted on, but it was just the spikes were flat.
Yeah, like there was no texture to, like they were like.
No, I don't believe so.
Darby.
No, I don't think they were. Darby would make sense.
Darby would make sense. Jake Hager in his purple hat would be great.
God.
So, of course, let us know in the comment section below who you want to see next for the Brawling Buddies.
Yeah.
These are fantastic. Any more thoughts on WrestleDream, Tom?
It was just really fun because they showed a lot of clips of Collision from Grand Rapids, and I was there. And here's the thing. Do you know who's surprisingly very nice? Two people surprisingly very nice. One person surprisingly not interested in talking to anybody.
Who dat?
Prince Nana, very nice. Outside of the arena, the first things he says is, "Who's got a lighter we can take?" And come on, guys, I know it's legal here. All of you probably have a lighter.
So they can swerve in my ride.
And then the utmost respect for CJ Perry. There's a fan who's been at every wrestling show that I've been to at Van Andel Arena, who is always in the back parking lot afterwards with everybody, and they are in an electric wheelchair. I don't believe they speak. I don't know. They've just kind of beat their horn at me to get me to move out of their way. CJ immediately stopped to take a picture with that person. And Miro was like, "We gotta go." Not trying to he wasn't having it. Yeah. And then I just shouted, I said, "Hey CJ, may I take a picture with you?" And she just looked at me and said, "Absolutely." Oh. So I got a quick picture with her, but it's a little blurry because the iPhone has that nighttime
that
mode
night vision thing.
Yeah. So it took a second. It's a little blurry. But yeah, I was kind of really shocked with she was just super cool. And Miro was kind of a jerk. He was like, "CJ, we gotta go." Not speaking kindly to her. And I'm like, I don't know if you're still in character or it just rubbed me the wrong way because I really like him. And yep. I was Rusev Day all day.
Yep.
So I was looking forward to asking him for a picture, but I just didn't feel like
not after that.
And also surprisingly nice, all of the AEW security guards that you see sitting ringside, when they all walked out, they were so kind.
I must say, the one security guard who you usually see him like accompany Moxley, the thick bald headed dude.
Super nice guy.
He the photo we posted of Tom during the Texas Death Match, like dude is boxing Tom out like he's going for rebound. Because folks, Tom is a tall SOB. So that man needed more than one arm to keep Tom back. Like, because Tom could have gotten in there and like just Brian Danielson could have started using Tom and just beat Ricky Starks to death. And it would have been over right there in the crowd.
So I'm standing there and I've got my phone out, and like at some point, like I stopped my phone. They were there for a while, and the security guard's still like blocking me out. And I just kind of gently rub his back. Like kind of just letting him know. For me, it was just like letting him know, like, hey, like I'm here. It's okay. Like I'm not.
You're good. You're good.
You're good.
I'm holding everyone back from you, bro. I got you.
So like it was just, I don't know, like that was a really fun experience. And then like I didn't realize they filmed like 45 hours of Ring of Honor afterwards. And like half the crowd left, and I just went and moved my seat second row hard cam and right in front of a security guard, and he just looked at me and laughed, and I sat down.
Yeah, they do a lot too much filming there. Like I max out at three and a half hours.
They filmed 1 or 2 ROH matches before Collision and like 7 afterwards.
Jeez. I heard it at Grand Slam. They taped like the first hour Rampage, then they filmed Grand Slam Dynamite, and then they filmed the second hour of Rampage.
Crazy.
Which I mean is better than getting home at 2 a.m. You're getting home at 1 a.m. now for Grand Slam.
And I will say, I always get tired of the people like, oh, they can't sell out at an arena. They can't sell this place out. I'll admit it. That place was empty.
Yep.
For Collision.
In fairness, nobody can. Tickets are tough right now.
I paid $20 and got floor seats.
Yeah.
The whole upper bowl, it's 100 floor seats, 100 level, 200 level. The whole 200 level was blocked off.
Yeah.
Not one person up there. And then the 100 level had a large area on the same side as hard can, like much large. So I've been at WWE shows there too. Much larger than WWE, completely blocked off.
Yep.
And like I get it. I mean, it's a hard time, but like I was kind of bummed out to see the lack of people there because tickets were super reasonably priced.
Yeah.
And there's not a bad seat there, so it was interesting to me how undersold it was.
I must say, speaking of tickets that are not hard to move, and speaking of The Edge, I would love to see a wrestling show in the Sphere in Las Vegas. I think it'd be amazing. Just imagine the different backgrounds you could put up behind that. It'd be dope.
It would be.
It's a square stage.
It would be exhausting to watch. It'd be exhausting to perform in.
Yeah.
Like, because you're moving so much and then you've got all this movement around you. Oh, my God. That place, like, I hate U2. I think that band sucks. That shit was cool.
Yeah. I watched like 20 TikToks of it today. It was so awesome.
Did you see how many speakers I have?
Yeah, it's insane there.
167,000 speakers.
You know what I thought of it watching it? It was like, oh, this is like Smart House. Like, okay, I want U2 performing on the beach. Okay, now I want them performing in a desert. Now I want them performing on the Jericho Cruise. And you can just have any background you want there.
And U2's doing like a short residency there.
I think so. I think they're like playing like this whole week in Vegas.
I think they're doing like a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. It's spheres are historically and like domes are historically awful for acoustics.
Uh-huh.
So like I was reading an article that like all of U2's like tech team and like visual team was like, this is not like we don't want, like, don't do this. Like, we don't want to commit to this. This is going to be awful. And I have a friend who was at that concert, the first concert, and I am excited to hear back from him. But a wrestling show would be really cool there. But like, what show would work there?
GCW.
Realistically, Dave.
Northeast Wrestling, baby. Let's make it happen.
Would it have to be WrestleMania?
Royal Rumble. That whole screen just like 1, 3, 2.
Dude, Rumble would be sick. Or you want to make Survivor Series matter again?
It's War Games, but the cages are on top of each other.
Amazing.
you go.
AEW would not do well there.
No, they tarp off. It tarp
It would
stuff
have
off.
to be WWE.
Yeah. But so let us know what you think they could do in the sphere. Let us know your thoughts on WrestleDream. I feel like there was something else I was about to mention. Damn it.
You had a top 3?
Top 3. Okay, folks. So I was watching, like I said, WrestleDream on my laptop because my fiance is a Swiftie. So we were watching the Chiefs Jets game on Sunday Night Football. So we had a thought like, what wrestlers like? So let's backtrack to this morning. They did Fun Day Football for the Jaguars and the Falcons playing in London, but they made it on Toy Story. It was really cool, Tom. I don't know if you watched any of this because I know you're not the biggest sports guy, but it was really fun to watch. It was entertaining. They had some technical difficulties in the beginning, but they figured it out and got it going. And I said to my fiance Danielle while we're watching this game, I was like, "Oh, they need to put all these Chiefs games on Disney Plus and put it in Andy's room, so this way they can explain the rules a lot easier to the Swifties who are tuning into football for the first time." And I then thought to myself, imagine if Taylor Swift dated a wrestler. The only thing more difficult to explain and have somebody comprehend than football is wrestling. So let's go down. What 3 wrestlers do you want to see Taylor Swift date so that we are then explaining wrestling to our fiance and wife, who I don't know about Sunrisa, but Danielle gets wrestling pretty damn well already. So
Sunrisa hates wrestling.
Okay,
but she gets it.
She gets it. That's all that really matters.
She'll reference things when we have it on, and she'll be like, "Oh, this is the person that dot 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 dot," and I'm like, "I love you so much." I have a very easy top 3.
I have one that I literally had to look at the poster behind me and I got one right away. But
I want to preface this of I don't care who Taylor Swift dates. That's her life. People got to just chill. I'm looking at this as you explained it. Imagine having to explain this to a typical Taylor Swift fan. So number 1. Imagine explaining to a Taylor Swift fan what is going on with Danhausen.
I didn't even think of it like this.
That would be absolutely incredible. Oh, number 2.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Nick Cage.
Oh, my God. The song Light Tubes.
The excitement that I would get of hearing that Taylor Swift is at a death match would be incredible.
I can see her awkwardly walking through the crowd at the what's the place in Atlantic City where
Showboat?
Yes, I just see her like, "Hi guys," like with her purse like holding it as tight to her hip as possible.
Number 3.
Ooh.
Okada.
And she ain't finding another man after that.
The biggest Japanese star with the biggest American star. I think Taylor Swift fans being explained New Japan Pro Wrestling and the decades. Sorry, my couch cushion cover came off. The decades of stories that have gone off would be fantastic. So, like, I'm picking these solely for the comedy that would ensue in explaining either the wrestler or the wrestling they do through the Taylor Swift fan base.
Okay. All right. So my top 3 is very, very odd the way I've selected. So number 1, I'm going to go with Enzo because I would pray for that relationship to crash and burn and wait for a banger of an insult song in Enzo's name because I think it'd be great. Like, try and follow that up with consensual penis, pal. Not going to work this time. Right? Number 2, Orange Cassidy. I think like she needs a guy who's just relaxing. He's not trying to be out there.
Cute couple.
Yes, beautiful babies. And then number 3, I'm going to go with MJF because you think she writes a banging song about a breakup. Imagine the promo he'd cut back at her. Like, oh my.
Also, imagine the collaboration that you can get too.
From what?
MJF writing a Taylor Swift song.
He's actually been her ghostwriter for years, so
You know, I wouldn't put it past them.
So yes, let us know your top 3 Tuesday in the comment section below. Let us know your thoughts about Wrestle Buddies, your thoughts about WrestleDream, your thoughts about Adam, Edge, Copeland, Sexton, Hardcastle, whatever you might be called now, in the comment section below. Let us know your thoughts on Black Machismo Brawlers and Diamond Dallas Page Brawlers, and when we're getting that rated R Adam, Edge, Copeland Brawler. So until next time, on behalf of myself and Tom, again, I need to promote, hit that subscribe button if you already haven't done so. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Join our Patreon, patreon.com/WNRDB. We had a lot of fun in the WrestleDream Patreon chat tonight. And of course, ProWrestlingTees.com/WNRDB. Or I'm sorry, ProWrestlingTees.com/The Wrestling Nerd Broadcast. You can buy pink shirts in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month this month. So check all that good stuff out. And until next time, on behalf of myself, DaveCTheVoice, the future King of the Nerds, and the current Royal Says Highness, Mr. Tom Sasso, don't forget to tell your mother you love her every day, because like Kevin Hart said, Mom, you're the real MVP. Good night, everyone, and God bless America.
One time I milked a cow into my mouth.